Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Here with me now, the 2022 World Champion Auctioneer. We get to have a lot of World Champion Auctioneers on our show during the summer series, and it's so exciting to have a show full of them. Will, tell us, how did it feel this year to win this world title?
Unexplainable, really. Spent 12 years of trying to win this thing, and it was indescribable. To have my wife and my mom and dad who've watched me through all this and the struggle and the determination, and that knowing that hard work pays off of what you do, and if you're determined enough to do something, you can achieve anything. So I mean, it was an indescribable feeling when you hear your name and your chant come across that big screen.
Well, talk to us a little bit about what your path was to becoming an auctioneer. How did you get in the business? How did you find your passion for it?
Well, I was one of the lucky ones. I grew up in the business. My grandfather, Frank Epperly, and my father, Albert Epperly, built a barn back in 1986 in Virginia, and we ran that barn until 2004. So when I was 7, my grandfather put me on his knee after watching Ralph Wade actually at the Superior, and I said, I want to be a world champion. Well, I got to be put on the block, and I sold my first baby calf, and at 9 years old, my grandfather, he looked at me and he goes, I know one day you're going to be a world champion, and I hope he's gone now, but I hope he's looking down with pride. But that's how I got lucky enough to start in this.
Oh, well, that's incredible, and I'm sure he is so proud. And as an auctioneer, you've grown up in the business. You know how it works. As an auctioneer, why is the auction method something that is still so successful today after all of these years?
It's so successful because it's such an electrical feeling. You're actually you're giving people about 30 seconds to a minute to figure out what they're going to give for an item, and when your heart's racing and beating in that moment, you lose yourself. And that's why it's so successful, and I believe that everything should be marketed through an auction because it's just so demanding at the moment. And I think that's why we're going to see it go on into the future, whether it be a video auction or the actual livestock markets that are based right now, is that moment is you got to make a decision, and your heart is beating and you just want to do it. So I think that's why it's so successful, because it's such an electric feeling in that time.
Well, and real quick before we go, tell us, you are going to have a full year with the LMA. Tell us a little bit, real quick, the work that you're going to be doing over this next year as the World Champion Auctioneer.
Well, not just making appearances. I'm going to go to the Capitol Hill, and we're going to talk to lawmakers that are in charge of us at the moment and making laws. So we're hoping to persuade them to help us and see the importance of livestock auctions, whether it be the video or the permanent. So that's what kind of the year looks like, is making appearances, but also talking to the people that need to hear our voices.
Well, it is so wonderful to have an advocate like you supporting our industry, and we look forward to Will Be Selling today. We look forward to hearing a new voice on here this morning. Thank you so much, and congratulations on that title. When we come back, World Champion Auctioneer Charlie Cummings joins us to close out the show.